Bottoms up.
Hi.
I had a good idea today.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but I did have one.
It's brilliant.
My new phone holder showed up, and completely by accident, it integrates with our tripod. I didn't plan that. It just happened. It's pretty exciting stuff. I don't know. She's got the goofies.
I swear I'm not high.
Even though it's legal in the state, she's not currently high.
No, I'm really, really, really tired. I stayed up too late and I woke up too early, worrying about stuff that I don't think I need to worry about anymore.
It's true.
Yay. Okay.
What?
You! We're trying to make a video and you're like...
Well, somebody has a question.
I know, I saw. Well, we're not there yet. I don't even know where the question was.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just holding my guitar. I like having secondary things to do.
I know.
It's an ADHD thing. I have to have something for my hands. I can do two things at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Wrist check.
Oh, right. She pinched herself, people.
Oh. Okay, I totally did not realize what I put on this morning.
Well, you're wearing the watch that gives you pleasure.
I know, but I'd like to change up for...
Oh, you should have shown them Sadie's watch.
Next week you'll get to see Sadie's watch, which is similar to my G-Shock, which I wear every day.
What? It's a great watch.
I know.
And I have not taken off the 6159 7000 since I restored it. Since I bought this from the original owner and restored it. It's a crime that these should be as plentiful as 6309 divers. There should be as many of these around as them. Seiko should have never stopped making this. They should make it to this day. It's a damn near perfect watch. Especially considering that this early model has what amounts to a twin lock crown. It's a damn near perfect watch. Hand winding, hacking, deep water resistance, and I did all the seals on this, and with the twin lock crown, I would be inclined to believe that this one would actually hold up for water resistance. It's just such a perfect design, and it's so comfortable with these ergonomic undercuts. Everybody should... It isn't just, collectors with deep pockets who should have these. Everybody should have one. Every single person in America, in the world, should have one of these. They should give them out free on street corners. There should be a national mandate that people are required to own one, at least one. What a beautiful watch. It has been a long week.
I decided to take my hair down.
It's been a long, long week. All kinds of crazy stuff's been going on.
Are you going to sing us a tune?
No.
Good.
Everybody knows that song anyway.
I just realized I forgot to brush my hair.
You and your daughter, as one.
I'm so sorry. I'm so tired, and I'm thinking about pizza. We're going to order pizza.
We're going to order pizza. It's been a crazy, stressful week.
And next week with Willow, school starts in earnest, and I'm not looking forward to that. What?
What?
I feel like I can't read because you're busy tootling.
Well, I can tootle.
I can't think.
Okay, fine.
Oh, my hair.
It doesn't matter. Come on. All right, I put the guitar away. I'll find something else to fiddle with. They can't see my hands anyway.
You can even stop yourself from laughing at that one. Normally you give me the blank look. So sorry that I'm not making any sense. Sadie wanted to do the video.
She did.
But then, I don't know. I'm here. I should have had Sadie do it.
NPR.
What?
NPR should have had Sadie do it.
NPR?
I thought you said... I thought she was saying that National Public Radio should have had Sadie work with them.
No. She wanted to do the video.
Did she?
I'm so tired.
Are you going to be able to do this or not?
I can do it.
All those people, they're sitting out there being like this.
247 ADT. Spencer, I asked my daughter-in-law, and she said her favorite shows on Nickelodeon were Clarissa Explains It All that, Hey Arnold. I've never seen any of these shows and cannot comment on them. I can. I watched them all. Also, thank you for answering my question about the mainspring barrel.
You're very, very welcome. It's a good question and one that needed answering. I still haven't fiddled around with trying to make bushings. I mean, the crazy, crazy tight tolerances. I don't know what in the world would work for that. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe putting in a thicker walled tube. You can get like this hobby tubing down at the hardware store, and then using a reamer to ream it up. Boss, that'd be a lot of work. Maybe for the future.
James Delaney. Doomsday Machine, one of my faves as well. There was an animated series as well with this episode. Love the channel. Keep it up. It makes noise.
Does it? Where's the button?
Sebastian knows where the button is.
I don't know where the button is.
This is Captain James Kirk of the USS Enterprise. This is Captain James
That's all it
Kirk
says.
of the USS Enterprise.
Is there any other buttons? No.
There isn't?
No.
Anyway. Bum, 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 ba-da-ba-ba.
Boop, boop. Ted Black, cool watch. When were they first produced, and how did it fare with the time graph or age considered great work as well? BTW. What watch?
That was the 7015 8000 times sonar chronograph. It did pretty well, actually, on the time grapher when I was all done.
Which watch was it?
It's the one with the clear, dark case back that I had to repair and the dial that you could see through. I showed it to you, but it's been a heck of a week. Its amplitude at like... Its amplitude at like a mid-range running condition was like in the 240s, 250s, something like that. But the movement was a bit rough, and I didn't... if I'd gone nuts about it, I could have brought it back. Many, many years ago, the very first Seiko 7017 6050 I ever owned, long time ago, long before the business, and it was a Southeast Asian rework. It was pretty rough, lots of rust, and I basically replaced every single moving part with new old stock, which you could get in those days. And when I was done, that thing ran like it was new. It ran in the 270s easily. I wonder what ever happened to that watch. I sold it to somebody. I think that John B. fellow in Nebraska has it. Okay, I'm putting the Enterprise away.
That's very away. Corey Bodeker. Just bought the new Willard SPB 151 and not sure how I feel. I love it, but I paid $1,200 out the door from a certified Seiko boutique. Just not sure after having some of the homage ones, and some have better specs. I'm not sure if it's worth the money. Well, you have it now.
You do have it now. I don't know. If you're looking for an older watch, you could always maybe look at trading it into me. I want to see one of them. I'd be interested in seeing one. I don't know. Write me if you're on the fence about it. That's real. That's difficult. And that's tough. If you have questions about whether something was a worthy investment, then I don't know. That's kind of funky. But anyway, if you decide that you don't like it, let me know.
CMB. I was so lucky to win a forgotten bid on an NOS Bellmatic UFO 4006-6002 case in perfect condition last year while I was partying at Glastonbury. Sadly, it was canceled this year even though I had a ticket. I have nearly every part NOS other than a main plate to build the NOS 4006 case into a complete NOS watch. TBH, I collect these and may have a dozen of them, LOL.
You can get Bellmatics in rough condition for not a lot, and you could then harvest the main plate and off you go. Yeah, I heard that Glastonbury the festival was canceled this year, but nothing is stopping you from going to the site and singing a song. And that will be the Glastonbury Festival. You could even record yourself. Live at Glastonbury. That'd be hilarious.
Tom N. I've read that Seiko uses automation to apply lubricant to the movements.
I believe so.
If so, this should give consistent results. I thus see two possibilities for the cause of inconsistent lubrication. Either their engineering is faulty or they don't care. I say they don't care.
I think it's a QC issue and that the machines need regular maintenance because when I've ripped these things apart, the lubrication has been really weird. Like, weird.
Given the Japanese penchant for solid engineering, I have to conclude that they don't care. Well, I'd say they don't care based on their customer support and stuff.
They've cut all their customer support, all their service centers, everything now, it's only in Japan.
Most people who buy these watches don't have a time grapher, so don't realize their watch isn't operating optimally. And for those few pieces that are so bad that the owner notices, Seiko will happily replace it on warranty. This don't care explanation fits with Seiko's current profit-driven model.
You know, it's just like Fight Club, where he was talking about, that there's a fault in a car and it's going to kill a certain number of people, and if the dollar figure of the settlement money is less than the cost of the recall, they don't do one, or something like that.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about watches and not cars.
That's true. But Seiko probably, if this is the case, I mean, they're looking at it. They have to know about it. And they're like, well, it's going to cost us blank amount to make the QC right, but it's currently costing us this amount to leave it the way it is, and the number that's less is the one that they go with. So they don't care. You have, ladies go to Kohl's, and they look in a case, or they go to Costco and they look in the case, and they buy a watch for their husband or something like that, or themselves or something, and they don't care. They're not going to pull out their time grapher because they don't have one.
I think to most people, watches are disposable.
Yeah, I think so. It's not like the old days.
Sam D. I have a question for you regarding 61, 39, and 38 movements. I keep the chrono running all the time, and I've noticed that all of them, when they are out of power, will stop with the sweep hand right before 12 o'clock. It doesn't seem to matter if they have been serviced or not, any reason why this happens.
I answered you. I typed about it, but I thought this was important enough that I would mention it.
I'm interested.
Well, the thing is that, okay, your main sweep hand, it comes around, that you're running the chronograph, main sweep hand comes around to the top of the hour, then the inside the watch, you have your main sweep going back and forth, the pinion of the watch goes back into the movement, and there is the finger, and the finger is coming around like this, and it's going to push over, it's going to hit the intermediary minute counting wheel, which itself turns the minute counting wheel, which has the hand on the end. So there's gonna be some resistance in there. So, Seiko, in even unserviced but decent condition, when it finally runs low enough on power, it comes around to that 58 mark right when the finger engages with the date wheel, and there's enough resistance that it stops. And that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Whenever I have a chronograph running on either one of those, and the watch stops with that chronograph sweep hand somewhere else, that's a big red flag. That means that there's something in the movement that is so out of place or in such poor condition that the watch can't even push the train along at all, and it just stops. So you always want to see that mark at 58. Like whenever I'm looking at watches evaluating for people say, this or this, what do you think this one? And if you look at it and it's not reset and it's at 58, that's a good thing.
C. Mitt. Okay, I lost it when Spencer went to look for the watch. Rifling through his stash sounded like me looking for one more battery for the remote lost somewhere in my kitchen junk drawer.
It sounds terrible, but they're almost all in the little teeny tiny plastic baggies. So it sounds awful, but the reality is nowhere near that awful. Though I was digging around in a box full of junk bracelets, and it was just silly. I have so much material. I don't know. Like I've said before, when I die in my blimp accident, You just take me over to there, to the culvert, and just shove me into the pipe, and then use a shovel and shovel in all my watch crap after
You've
me.
never told me to do that before.
I mentioned it a few weeks ago.
No, you didn't.
Sure I did.
Then I wasn't listening because I don't want to think about such a horrible thing.
Well, I agree. Throwing out watch parts is tragic. Just like throwing out watch repair people is tragic.
There we go.
Unless they're dead.
Nicholas Miller, hi to you both. I just wanted to thank you for your ongoing quality of your mail call posts. I hope this is quality because I'm so tired and it's so weird having the phone like right there. I feel like it's too close.
That's okay. It works. It functions.
I don't know.
I like not having that big old backstop thing we were using. That thing sucked.
I know, but it's weird. I feel like so close to them.
I feel so close to you.
Oh.
Isn't that sweet?
Sabrina, I'm so glad that you stamped your foot and demanded the respect you deserve within and outside the context of your post, both as wife and mother, and as someone who, alongside Spencer, provides a valuable service within the watch community. I own at least...
Valuable.
I own at least one of your excellent crystals. Oh, the crystals are valuable.
They are. They are. They're great. I use them all the time. I use our crystals regularly.
Mm-hmm. I hope it has cleared the air for you and encourage you to carry on supporting Spencer in the weekly edition.
Mr. Burns, Yale could use an international airport.
What? Why?
I don't know. I think about that all the time.
Well, why did you say it right now?
Because it's in my head.
I don't know where I was.
He made light of my weight problem. He suggested my motto should be Semper Fudge. And then he told me to relax. It's Friday. Friday, pizza, Simpsons, they all go together.
I don't know where I was.
I don't know.
Oh, there it was. If you'll permit me to say, you two are a great team and have created a weekly platform that is informative, intimate, and friendly, and a great way to wind down, or at least a mainspring at the end of the week. I don't know why.
I don't know. I look forward to it. Literally, every week I'm like, ugh. I always think, I'm like, I cannot believe we're inflicting this garbage on people. But at this, I also think, gosh, wouldn't it be nice just to have a Friday off? But one of the reasons I keep doing it, too, is it's one of the only times I get to interact with you where we can actually have fun and we don't have to be, bullfighting with children.
I know, but I have homework to do.
I know you have homework to do.
Not me, them. I'm glad it's not just me who thinks modern Seikos have QC issues. My SIRB033 is not nearly as accurate as an Invicta Pro Diver I own, which runs a 4R35 NH35 movement and has been well within COSC, gaining 2 seconds per day. Straight out of the box, it was a birthday gift and has become a favorite beater. One of my favorite Star Trek episodes is The Ultimate Computer from Series 1. Note alert, I recorded that episode on a tape recorder back in the early 70s, age 10 or 11, and could for a while recite the entire thing by heart. Looking forward to hearing more about the MG restoration. I was restoring one myself in the late 90s, but had to sell it when my ex-wife traded me in for a newer model.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry. All is well now and everyone is happy. I'm glad. Good health to you all, and thanks again for a truly enjoyable post.
The Ultimate Computer. I haven't seen that episode in a long time. If I remember correctly, that's the one where an entire Constitution-class starship full of, that's run by Vulcans is eradicated.
I don't remember.
Or something. Something like that. I could be getting my stuff confused.
I don't know. I'm hungry. Julie Hill, it's a very splendid thing. I have my 7548 currently on an Uncle Seiko Z199. Does everybody use those? Everybody talks about those.
Well, they might. I don't know whether to credit myself or if I'm just one of the milieu who recognize the greatness of the Z199, but I had a video years ago talking about this is Seiko's greatest bracelet, the Z199, and I talked about it a lot, and people started talking about it, and I was talking to Larry about it, and I said, dude, you should make a Z199, and he's like, oh, other people have been saying that recently, and then he started making them, but they're excellent. They're excellent. There's so many things that are right about them that are wrong about bracelets that are almost identical. The Z199 is unbeatable. They're just great.
Okay. What an unfettered joy, what value. Sometimes you just gotta take a break from the internet. It's toxic. I read somewhere that Facebook executives and employees don't even let their own kids use Facebook. It's like a rogue state. Someone compared it with North Korea, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. I guarantee after a week off, your mental health will blossom. I got rid of my Facebook for like years, and then when Corona started, I was like, well, I want to see what some people are doing, and I'm like, I don't care, and I'm deleting it again.
I don't really curate my Facebook in the sense that I don't add people or really engage socially at all. And so I really only see feeds from like literally like 5 or 6 people when I look, which is like every few days.
Yeah, people are they're either really politically away from where I am or really politically away from where I am on both sides, and I'm like, shut up. And all that I see now, because I have so many people hidden and so few friends, is things that my sister posts, but she also posts on Instagram. So I'm kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah, there's like no new information, really. There's nothing out there. I don't really post things on Facebook. I don't know, it also seems kind of, what's the word? Not self-indulgent. It seems kind of...
Yeah.
It's kind of like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And people have enough trouble in their lives without being forced to look at more input from me.
Right, and the thing, I used to say that years ago about Twitter, that was the whole point of Twitter, look at me. But at least on Twitter, people are clever and funny. And on Facebook, nobody's clever or funny, and they're all angry, and there's no joy anywhere.
I don't know. I was posting more stuff on I got this crazy idea that I was going to post interesting, funny things just on Facebook randomly every now and then, just to sort of lighten up people's day or just make my feed not be like, I don't know, kind of grim. And I was looking at the stuff I was posting, and yeah, it was pretty neat, but at the same time, it was also pretty lame. Like, I'm just turning into this lame dad, this pathetic, lame old person dad, and I'm just like, I just can't believe it. And it's just like, I'm still that beautiful 19-year-old young man trapped in the body of some fat, gray-haired, middle-aged dad living in America.
Did you remember when we went to that place and you were like, they probably thought that I was your dad?
They probably thought that today when we were at Kaiser. You don't, because she's not wearing her wedding ring because her finger swelled up, so she's not wearing a ring. We have the same last name. I'm clearly older than she are. I'm wearing a ring.
Am I bright red?
I guess so. You remember the cashier dude out in Safeway?
No.
When we were living in San Francisco, he's somebody I knew back in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, and he was that dude, and we went through his checkout stand, and it was nice to see him again for the first time in like 13 years, and he remembered who I was, and I remembered who he was, and we talked because we remembered our last conversation together, but when I informed him that you were not my daughter, but in fact my wife, he was quite sad.
Why?
Because he thought I was the bee's knees.
Oh.
It's one of these things. I'm not,
What?
Good for that guy.
Some guy's riding a bike.
I'm sure people say that about me too. Okay, go on. What? Good for him. He's doing more than me.
Okay, I've got this. I can do this. Nacho Valenti. Hi, Spencer and Sabrina. My comment is because I had been looking for a Seiko 6105 8000 for a long time, but between the difficulty of finding an original one without being deceived and the exorbitant prices, I forgot the possibility of buying one. When I saw your review about the Rdunae 6105 8000, I decided to buy one of them. When I went to buy it, it was sold out, but from WR Watches, they replied that they will have it available again soon. Weeks later, they confirmed it to me, and I was able to buy it. Customer service just spectacular, and it arrived from China to Ireland in 4 days. I'm delighted with the purchase, and I have noticed that the insert bezel of the bezel is now flat and doesn't have the protrusion that you mentioned in the video, and maybe they modified because of it. Now I have seen that is sold out again. Of course, is not the original, but it seems very well built and to use every day in addition to a very reasonable price. When they told me it was available again, they informed me that they had made some updates in case, bezel, line, etc. And at the end of the information, your video appears, which I thought was great. Thanks for all your videos, and my apologies, Sabrina, for having extended so much. Have a nice week. It's all good.
Yeah, a number of people have told me this. They've also told me that one gentleman wrote me and he said, "Oh, a lot of people I know, military personnel, are getting them from somewhere. It's becoming some kind of not fashion thing, but like there's this." All these people are buying it, and he said that he showed the original to someone who had bought one of the new ones, and these aren't like Seiko people, they just think it's a nice watch. And the person looked at the original and looked at the Rdunae and preferred the Rdunae. But apparently because they're extremely affordable, and they're durable, so far as we know, and they have a lot of the style cues of the original, and that they're a good seller. I've heard that Rdunae's made a lot of changes. I do know that they are linking directly to my website and to that video. They haven't said a thing to me. They still haven't said anything to me. When I showed them, when they saw the video, they actually commented on that review, the Rdunae people did, and they offered me a $30 discount on my next purchase.
How much are their watches?
Like $200. 200, 300, something like that. But anyway, so I'm glad they're finding the information useful. They apparently it's worth $30 to them.
I just remembered something. Going back to the whole conversation of you looking like you should be my dad.
Oh God!
And when we were at a party years ago, a Christmas party, and I'm terrible in social situations. I'm really not good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try talking to people, and the person asked if he was my dad, and I got so mad I probably turned bright red, and we didn't go back to one of those parties for years.
Was that Mike's wife?
No, it was some random person because so many people stopped coming to their parties that they had to start inviting their son's friends' parents.
Oh, right.
And it was one of them, and I got really mad, and we left shortly after.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's an unusual marriage. We're an unusual couple. It is what it is. People are going to make assumptions. It is what it is. Don't glare at me. I didn't do it.
Luis R. The fires from Oregon are choking us out in Seattle. I hope you are fire-free, Spencer. Sort of.
Sort of. Air's still orange. There was ash on the truck again
but
the other
it's
day.
Nothing like what you guys are dealing with at all.
No, not at all.
Because it snowed, as we told you guys, I think last week. I can't keep track. So that slowed things down for us. Okay. The anodization?
Anodization, yes.
The bezel in the Rdunae version 2 seems better and closer to my 64586 6000. But since I didn't have version 1, I can't be completely certain. Also not sure if the 6105 and 6458 use the same anodization. Jesus God.
They do. Seiko's anodization
Thank you.
thing is the same.
I wonder what changes you would suggest for a potential version 3. Oh, so they steal your idea. Looks like Rdunae is linking directly to your channel and correspondence. Well, I don't think you should tell them. Because I think your information is worth more than $30.
I gave a lot of information to Larry back in the day.
I think your information is worth a watch.
It would be nice to get a second one, sure, to get a version 2, but they're apparently sold out, so I don't know that I'll ever see one. If the Rdunae people are watching...
Because apparently you watch us.
And you happen to have a basket of these watches by the front door to give out to,
trick-or-treaters.
Trick-or-treaters, then just grab one, mail it to me. Gonna be no Halloween this year.
No, we're gonna have an Easter egg hunt. Halloween. It was Willow's idea. But I still have to buy them costumes.
And Easter eggs.
And Easter eggs.
No, I think we have some left over.
She wants to be a T-Rex rider person, so it's an outfit with a blown up T-Rex, so it looks like you're riding it. And Sebastian wants to, so far, be the number 18 M&M NASCAR. I don't know. No,
Okay.
he wants to be the driver.
Oh, I see.
Not the car.
Oh, so we have to get him a NASCAR driver outfit.
Yeah. We're not NASCAR people.
3? Did he stop that clock again? I don't think it's ringing correctly. I'll have to adjust that.
I wasn't counting. Jim Canataro. How rare are the 6105 8000 resist proof versions? Mine is from June 1970.
So here's the thing. As far as I know, Mr. Canataro, as far as I know, Seiko never produced resist proof. When you see resist on the dial and proof on the case back, that typically means that if the watch is 100% original to itself, in the sense that it went through Seiko, that is, it's going to be a service dial in hands. And that happened a lot because it's a legal requirement. It was at that time for talking about water resistance. So if somebody bought their watch in 1970 and then in 1974 they got soaked down at, I don't know, Daytona Beach or something, and the dial and the hands were damaged, they would send it into Seiko, and Seiko would not put in an old 5-year-old dial. It's the reason they have the dates on the back. They wouldn't want to put in an old dial because it has old loom. Also, the resist text is important, and so they'd put in one and it would just say resist. So if you're going the other way, where it's a proof dial and a resist caseback, someone swap the casebacks. Hi.
Hi. Nielsen Gupta. Dear S&S, you guys are really amusing. I don't think we are. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I showed my question being answered to my wife, and she is fully with you about creepy men, Sabrina. She is also bored with my obsession with watches, but enjoyed Milo. Here's my thought on watches.
What the heck is that?
What?
It looked like somebody had like a chair, like a lounger, strapped to a 3-wheel go-kart. No, seriously. It was like an upholstered chair going down the road with 2 wheels in the back and 1 wheel in the front, and the guy wasn't pedaling.
Okay, anyway, can I say my thought?
Sure.
On watches?
Why not?
The thing with dudes, as you dudes know, is you like collecting things, and there are different sizes of things. And dudes can either collect cars and take up the front yard with their cars, or they can collect watches, which are small and not in the way. But watches can be expensive.
Watches can be expensive. Or you can be like Paul Allen and collect tanks, which is what I'd do if I had enough money. All I've ever wanted is one tank. One tank.
What, there's the tank at the park in Sebastian. Well, no, that wasn't a tank. That was a...
That's an artillery piece.
Yeah.
1918.
I'm getting confused with the patent tank that we saw so long ago because I'm so tired.
Oh yeah, the patent tank in Wenham, Massachusetts. If there's the Patton Park, because Patton was from that area. They have a Sherman tank there as the part of the Patton Memorial.
I can't believe I got confused of those things. What? Who are they?
I don't know.
Maybe it's that person who was trying to be smiley at me the other day. And I'm not a nice person. I was like, don't smile at me.
Oh.
What?
Well, you didn't say that.
No, but I just was like... what else was I going to say?
Collections?
Oh, no! So, when you were not here, I think you were at the store, I heard this weird noise, and we all went looking out the window, and some dad had a stroller, and he was pulling on it like a lawnmower. It was a motorized stroller. And
really?
He could stand on it while a lawnmower.
I wouldn't do that. Man.
Lane Edwards. Hey guys, hope all is awesome. I was finally able to complete my 6105-8110 mod using a steel dyed China copy and an aftermarket Seiko 6105 dial, and it's great. I'll email a pic to you.
I got the picture. It's very cool, Lane.
It's so nice to have a daily wear watch that I don't need to really worry about. I really feel your pain seeing these Chinese copies and wondering why Seiko can't get it right or affordable to the masses. It's strange. Stay safe and sane.
I just think Seiko hates all of us.
Maybe they hate you because you badmouth them all the time.
Maybe they do hate me. Maybe no. See, he took a wrong turn. Maybe they do hate me. Maybe this is all. The entire thing is a giant conspiracy against me, and they're undermining their own QC just to piss me off.
Should I get you a separate YouTube channel for all your conspiracy theories against Seiko?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Okay. William Forbes, hi, would love your expert advice on the rumors about the new Arnie digital display failing after 7 years. What's your thought on that? I can't believe Seiko would build something so fragile. Oh, that was the end. It says it in the notebook, I think, or the instructions.
Yeah, in the instructions. But as somebody pointed out, somebody looked at the instruction book of the original Arnie from the 80s, and it has the same language. And so we think that the theory is that it's basically legal boilerplate to cover their butts. Because obviously, it's, unless the LCD screen in an Arnie is an original Arnie is physically damaged, generally they're fine. And it's coming on 40 years now. So, I don't know. I think it's legalese. I wouldn't worry about it. Ask me again in 7 years.
When did they come out?
With the originals or the new
Yeah.
ones? The would have been early 1980s, like 82, 83, something like that.
Don't tell my sister, she's almost 40.
I'm not going to tell your sister anything.
Randall Cirillo. Wait, did you polish the 6159 case?
No,
You gotta do a video on polishing, please. Awesome job. I bet that one is a keeper.
it is absolutely keeper. No, I did not polish. When I think of polishing, I think of like taking like a buffing wheel to something. I use a fantastic product.
Let me guess, Brasso.
Well, no, Brasso is used for. I use that for something else. I use Brasso.
This is why I don't work on watches.
I use Brasso to treat corrosion in cases. It's very useful for that. This does not have any anti-corrosion properties. It's just a very, very, very fine polishing compound. It does almost nothing. I mainly use this on plastic crystals. That's how gentle it is. But you get a little bit on a very soft cloth.
Where'd you learn about this stuff?
One of our good people told us about it. So this stuff is really, like, literally you can polish plastic with this, and it does a great job. So you get a little bit on a clean cloth, and you just by hand you go over all the surfaces, and all it does is it just takes a little bit of the haze off. And it produces.
But it says polish.
It does say polish, yeah, but I'm not polishing. I'm not like taking a buffing wheel to the thing. I mean, it's like 20 seconds of just cleaning it up real quick, and it gets rid of that haze. And it's just, other than that, no polishing.
We look like we're wearing like the same shirt.
Mandalorian. Hey, she got a compliment on her Daria shirt today.
Yeah, I did. It was awesome. Joseph Stewart. Hi, Spencer. What is your opinion on the Seiko 4205 mid-size divers? They seem to be a bit of an underdog from what I can tell. Do you have any experience with them? And if so, are they worth investing in? Or better still, are they a decent everyday wearer? On a side note, Stratocasters or Telecasters? I am a Strat guy myself.
Well, my downstairs guitar is a Telecaster. This is one, I built this from parts. So there that is. And I built this one specifically to emulate a 1968 Telecaster, complete with the correct, genuine, old school Bigsby vibrato on there. It's nice. I built this out of parts. The other one, the Strat, is a year 2000 HHS American Deluxe, and it's got to be the nicest guitar I've ever played in my life. It's beautiful. What was the first thing he asked about?
Oh. What is your opinion on 4205 mid-size?
Oh, right. The 4205s, they're cool. They're obviously they're a little smaller. They have some nice features. I believe they hack. It's been a while since I pulled one, but they're definitely hand winders. They're a fast movement. They're a high beat movement. They're a small movement though. 4205s. I mean, the movement itself is quite teeny. And the Seiko saved a lot of space by combining things like a winding bridge and the train bridge are all one. I haven't actually serviced one for probably a couple of years. I have some. I think if they're serviced properly, they do great. they used to be, I don't know, they sort of come and go. People ask me about them and then they go away and I don't hear about them too much. You can still get them online for not too much. The big issue is getting them serviced. They're a little tricky to get right. They're a little finicky. Especially their lubrication requirements are, because like the balance and the scape wheel and the pallet fork are so small, their lubrication requirements are different, and you have to really follow the manual. But I haven't done one for so long that I don't know. But I mean they're a good quality movement. They're from the golden age of Seiko, and they have a lot of features, and I don't know, they're neat. Mid-size, 38 millimeters, I think. Don't worry, everything's going to be just fine.
I'm actually curious about the next question. From Patty. You start stripping parts such as the balance out of the watch before you removed it from the case. I was wondering why. Most pros and rank amateurs too take the movement out of the case before starting the actual work. Since you can claim I am a watchmaker and not get arrested, also in your intro video, I assume you know what you are doing, and I'd like to know
Never
the
assume
reason for
that.
this aberrant behavior.
Never assume I know what I'm doing.
I figure it's one of those things that you do what works for you.
Yeah,
If it doesn't screw it up, who cares?
I do that in part because I like to get the back off the movement and the winding bridge and the balance out so that stuff is as protected as possible. One of the nice things about the case is that the case is, if you want to think of it, it's the best movement holder there can be. And so it's just, for me, it just works. Sometimes I uncase stuff depending, but it's my particular habit, right or wrong, to start going at the movement initially just to get things ready to go, and then I'll pull the movement when it's time to pull the hands. But until I have to, if I keep it cased, then I'm protecting the dial and I'm protecting the hands and I'm doing all this other stuff until I'm ready to uncase it for real and pull that stuff off of there. Because especially with, like, say, 6139, 6138s, to pull the hands, you have to pull the winding weight assembly, the winding bridge. All that stuff has to come off because you have to use the right movement holder, and you can't use that movement holder unless that stuff is gone. So I pull that stuff off, and then I pull the movement, and then I flip it over, then it goes into that blue Seiko S234 movement holder, and then I pull the hands and the dial, and then we're safe. There's no greater fear of mine. I have many great fears, but one of my greatest fears is damaging a dial or a handset. I want to keep that stuff protected as much as possible. Just lock it away until I am forced to touch it. Then I pull all that stuff and I put it away and I box it up and make sure that nothing bad happens to it. I live in a state of constant apprehension.
Robin6512. I've been looking for one some years ago and then stopped. Maybe I have to start looking again.
This person was talking about Bellmatics. They're inexpensive. There aren't that many hardcore collectors. They're beautifully made. They're pretty conservative, but I mean, they're great watches. Wish Seiko had gone a little more funky with them. They needed more funk. Bring on the...
Uh-oh. Bring on the child who's at the door.
Who's there? Who's at the door?
Said...
Which question are we at now?
The last one.
Oh, well, in that case, here.
Hi, Sebastian.
Okay, Sebastian, we've got one more question to do, okay?
From RG, hi SNS, what are your thoughts on high-quality third-party homages to Rolex Submariner like Steinhardt, something and something?
The only one that I'm really aware of is... Oh, God, what was the name of it?
Was it one of the ones I said something?
Oh, yeah, Ginon, or however you pronounce it. Like, the thing with Ginon, or Ginault, or whatever you want to say, that one's actually, there's a whole world of drama around that. Because the creator was not honest about this stuff, and apparently the quality was great, but his main goal was to potentially create fake pieces, and there's a lot online about that. It's pretty crazy. I haven't really. I've seen one Steinhardt, personally. The quality looked pretty nice. I don't think I've. I think I've only seen one or two Squales. I don't really think about that too much. I don't know. It's tough because again, a Rolex. Gosh, there's so much money. What's a regular person supposed to do?
Not own one.
I guess.
A tiny
What
light
kind of life is that?
with
Huh? Oh.
Kirk of the USS Enterprise.
Okay, let's go.
football or soccer.
American football.
I like American football. It's just there's so many issues. Like I hate the drama, and I feel bad for
And the
people.
misogyny and the racism.
Yeah, and the
CTE.
that's also I was gonna say I feel really bad that they get their heads knocked off for my entertainment, and I really, really, really don't like that these people who beat their wives and girlfriends and they are still celebrated. But I don't know. But not everybody's like that. Like I love Von Miller. I think he's awesome.
And a lot of people say, well, these guys get paid a lot of money to do this. It's like 0.01% of people who go through football from Pop Warner all the way up actually make it and make that money. Most of those guys, they get nothing but injuries for it. Mm-hmm. My granddad couldn't really move the last 10 years of his life because of all the injuries he got from playing football.
As for soccer, I like watching the U.S. women's Olympic soccer.
I like soccer whenever it's on. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watch it. I just don't have a team. I mean, Brentford they just moved, and I can't claim to be a real fan anyway, but, whatever.
He was just petting your cat very nicely, and now she's dirty.
Yeah.
But you were being very nice.
Being very nice to Crickles.
Okay, chocolate bar, tropical, or waffle rubber strap. I don't care.
I really prefer the chocolate bar. I think it's a great design.
Blue or red pill?
I don't remember which one signified what. I'm certainly not a black pill.
What?
Black pill, I don't know. There's all these other pill things for people who
I don't want... Sorry, I read red pill and I think of all the lunatics.
Well, that's what they mean.
I know.
So I guess blue pill, because we're not going to go into the Matrix or something?
No, I want to know the truth. I just don't want to be a red pill. I don't think
well,
I
guess
can.
it depends what truth is and who's defining it.
Oh, well, now we're getting philosophical.
Well, the whole thing is philosophy. Life is philosophy.
Whatever. Oyster or Jubilee?
9 times out of 10, Oyster, unless it's a Z199, in which case Jubilee.
Dogs or cats?
I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, but Rocket's so nice.
Meow, 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 meow. I love cats, but I also love Rocket. He's a good boy. Cyclop or not for date?
You don't have a Cyclops on your 1680. I have one on my 000.
Okay.
I don't know. I took some getting used to.
You liked it because then you could see it.
That is true. Without my glasses, I can actually read the date, which is pretty nice.
Cycling or jogging?
I love running.
Jogging. I don't ride a bike because I have bad balance and I fall off.
Riding bikes pisses me off because you have to go so far to get any good out of it. Like, I'm going to ride a century today. You're going to ride 100 today. It's like, give me 25, 35 minutes. Let me do my little run. I can't run anymore because my knees, God, but I loved running.
Heavily patinaed, not damaged, or NOS for your Keeper Seiko 7002.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by patinated.
Patinated?
I don't know.
I can't read.
NOS is nice, but I can't wear NOS, so it's going to have to be the one with patina. I can't read either.
Neither can Sadie.
Neither can Sadie. Sebastian can kind of read.
No, he can't.
He can't?
No.
He can't?
He's being a good boy, not talking. Let's finish this.
Okay.
Flip-flops or sandals? Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks.
Blue or green Super Luminova?
Green, because that's the traditional color of loom.
I don't like colorful loom.
You don't like, I don't know. Is that it?
That's the end. Now I'm going to go order pizza.
Remember, Willow likes meat lover.
She doesn't, oh wait, there's no cows on it. There's no hot dogs on it. Willow's decided she's not eating cow anymore because she loves cows.
She loves cows. She's become a cow fanatic. And she believes that cows don't want to be eaten. You're not a dog. Okay, folks, that's it. It's the weekend. You know, we're all going to get through this together and everything's going to be just fine. Okay, bye.